quite a remarkable achievement.
Is that what we're going to come with the tables if we don't, there's a conflict?
Yes, I believe it would have come 25th, so we're ahead of Belgium, and unfortunately for Councillor Riceman, also ahead of Yorkshire.
There's always next to you.
We're every 4 years in. Right, Councillor Clark, do we have any apologies for absence?
We have apologies from councillors Payne and Thomas.
Thank you. Right, 2, declarations of interest. Does any councillor have anything to declare at this meeting? I see none. 3, public participation. I'm pleased to see there's so many people in the public gallery today. For those who haven't been before, please stand or raise your hand. I will call you to speak. Please say where you are from in Henley, if other your business or where you live. And then you will have 2 minutes. It's up to 3 minutes to speak. So start.
I'm Bill Chiltlam, I manage the farmers market. When I took it over 4 years ago, we only had 3 food stalls. Now we have 50 on my WhatsApp group book. We feel like we're being a little let down at the minute because we haven't had any major communications from the council. With the chalets, when are they actually going in? Because we know at Christmas that they're going in, but we are worried about our market on the 8th of December. We've since heard this evening that there are things that have been adjusted to hopefully fit us all in progressively. But there's been absolutely nothing coming forward from the council. So does it affect our market on the 8th? And Joe wants to ask a few other bits.
Yes, so I'm Jo Eden. I'm Honey's of Henley. I'm a local food producer. I also assist Bill in running the farmers market, and I do a lot of the advertising, which focuses on promoting local. I would like to add that apart from our market being substantial compared to 4 years ago, we are equally part of Henley's traders. We may not be bricks and mortar, but we do bring a lot to the town. We put a lot of money into the town council coffers, paying our fees for being on the market. We also contribute vastly to tourism. That might not seem that obvious, but we know who our customers are. We know the conversations we have, and we know how important tourism is to Henley. Going back to the chalet thing, which is our main issue, and we are here speaking on behalf of most of the traders that come to the market, including the charter market.
It affects all our livelihoods.
Hardly anybody was informed. Nobody was involved in the decision-making process. Nobody, apart from myself and possibly 2 other traders, were approached to apply for one of these chalets. Bill only knows because I said, "Oh, hey, Bill, I filled out an application form for one of these really exciting chalets, but I don't know how we're all going to fit onto the marketplace." We still haven't been given any categorical information. So somehow there is a huge abyss of communication between who decided to have the chalets, who agreed to have the chalets, who's communicated about those chalets,
How it's working.
how it's going to work, where they're going to fit in, and the fact that we could lose possibly the 20th of our whole year's income by not being able to trade freely as we do, even though we pay for the right to trade. It's really important for you guys to recognise how serious this is for us.
And moving forward, I'd quite like to be on the events committee. If I don't know, how can I help my traders? You know, these are people making a livelihood out of this. This isn't stuff that we do part-time. This is a massive amount of our income. If we're prepared to sit out there and freeze our butts off in January and February, we need our Christmas.
Yeah,
You know,
I completely understand. This was discussed earlier today, actually.
so we believe, but we only got told that when we got here.
Yeah, no, I quite sympathise. Town clerk, I believe you've already looked into some of these concerns. Would you like to respond?
Yes, certainly. So, I mean, we really do value the farmers market and the charter markets. As you say, it's lots of local producers which we want to support, and it's really good for the town, brings people into the town. And that's one of the reasons why the proposal was put forward by the town centre manager and his team for the Christmas market as well, to support even more local producers, to give them an opportunity to come and trade.
But that was only if we'd have known
The,
about it.
so as I was saying, sorry, I'm trying to thought now. Yes, so that was one of the reasons behind the Christmas market, to enable more local producers to come in and have an opportunity to trade. The town council has applied for a road closure for the days of the Charlton market when the farmers market also there. So the chalets were scaled back to ensure that the Charlton market could fit in every week that they were on, and this is for 2 weeks from the 10th to the 24th of December. So it's two weeks, so 2 Thursdays would be affected. So I believe that would be one farmers market.
Yes.
So it would be one farmers market. So for the chalets were the number of chalets was pared back to ensure that we could accommodate the Charlton market for both of their days, and road closures being applied for to ensure that we can then spill out to provide enough space for all regular farmers market traders.
But what about
I
the 8th?
can't speak to what the communication has been between the council staff and yourselves, although it does sound like that there could be much better communication, and that's something that I will discuss with the town centre manager tomorrow and his team, to look at why those issues with the communication, what we can do to improve those. The booking of the chalets has been managed by the Makerspace and Creative Duck. And so they've been kind of curating the stores for that. And again, I can discuss with the town centre manager the reason behind them managing that, and who was invited and who wasn't invited. But I can't speak to the rationale behind that, because I just don't know. But that's something that I'm happy to look into and speak to you further about. And of course, you are Nikki, the events and markets manager, who obviously you deal with a lot. She is an integral part of that team. If you have these concerns, say the first port of call is to speak with Nikki. Nikki is part of that
wasn't
team.
aware of it until we told her.
I don't think that.
Well, that's what she told us.
Okay. Well, Nikki is an integral part of the team and has been involved in the planning of the Christmas market as it's been going along, and has been aware of all the arrangements. So I will speak to Paul and Nikki tomorrow and look at what we can do to improve that communication.
May I ask for one more answer, if you have it? Do you know if the huts will be being installed on or before the 8th of December? Because that is what we refer to as our Saturday, the second Saturday in the month.
So they are due to come in on the 9th of December.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
And they to go on the 24th of December, although I think it might be, I think the last day might actually be the 23rd. So.
Councillor Dodds.
Yes, I was at the events committee this morning, and I've been alerted to your problem by Carol Crowdy, who's
Yeah.
And we've had some dialogue. Now she's come up with the suggestion that we were talking about the 17th really, and we were thinking of a road closure for the road here, which would give you much more extra space. That was Carol's suggestion. We have talked about it, and we talked about it this morning, that we do a road closure till 2 o'clock or something like that, which would help you on the 17th. But I absolutely agree. I think Paul talked about a meeting September in the with
17th
you
of
guys.
September.
Yes, yeah. But I don't think communication's been at all good.
No,
I absolutely agree with you.
I mean, I appreciate the meeting is coming up, but when
Yeah.
the forms went out in April, we should have been talked to and spoken to about it.
Mm.
So we didn't get to the point where we felt we were backed into a corner.
Yeah,
But there's absolutely been no formal communication with us at all.
yeah.
If we haven't found out about the possibility of a road closure this evening, ourselves, along with all of our other regular traders, we have been panicking. Because if we are not able to trade on that third Thursday, it gets moved to December. We've run out of time to find alternative markets.
Yeah.
And that just pushes home how important communication would have been,
Yeah.
even if it were just 2 months ago or a month ago.
Well, none of this would be happening
None
now
of this would
because
be
we'd have peace of mind that it was.
So you need to go on the events committee, so we can ask Nikki to.
Yes, please.
to-
Can I'm about to.
Yes, we have the chairman here, and certainly looking at the road closure would help the 17th, and I think we need more communication, and hopefully this meeting with Paul, the town manager, and Nikki will sort you out, because you're very important for the town, and absolutely, you know, you take a lot of your money that's leading up to Christmas, and we appreciate that, yeah.
Thank you.
So we're on the case.
Thank you.
Councillor Miller is chair of events.
Hi, yeah,
Okay.
as I said earlier, I chair the events committee. I would welcome you on board. Our next meeting is the 8th of October at midday, 12 o'clock.
I can do that.
If there's any chance you can come along to that, we can co-opt you, I believe.
That'd be the town committee.
Oh, that would be good time. Oh, okay then.
And that's on the 17th.
You can do that next.
Time.
You can do that next meeting.
Okay, okay.
Did you say midday?
Yes,
Thank you. Yeah, yes, I
Should still need to come here.
yeah. And I'll see you on the 8th and then we'll co-opt you officially at the next kind of community meeting.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Councillor Richardson?
It's because I'm behind supporting the market people, and I think it's pretty shameful for the council to not communicate with like what they've just said. And putting originally it was forecasted to have 18 of these huts in the first place, so suggesting 18 of these in the first place would take up half the marketplace. So you obviously never had no consideration for the market traders in the first place. And now you've just recently, because this is already going ahead, just recently, you've decided to have road closures to deal with the situation because it's a total shambles in the first place. So that's the reason you've gone for the road closures. Those road closures didn't exist a few days ago until you realise that you've still got to support the market.
Thank you, Councillor Richardson. I don't believe the intention was ever to restrict trading. It was actually bring more people in and hopefully improve trading. But thank you for your, thank you. for
Bringing 19 units into the town centre would restrict the market.
I'm speaking. But thank you for bringing this to our attention. We will endeavour to make sure our communication is best in the future. I'm sure you'll be well welcomed onto the events committee.
Thank you very much.
Is anyone else? David Brown.
Pam Phillips, The Close. Before my question, I'd like to say well done to yourself, Mr Mayor, and the council for bringing that huge screen into the marketplace for the Olympics. It really actually was the most wonderful bringing together of, I think, the area. And I'm sure all the traders around there were absolutely delighted because they were selling things like by the second. But no, such a good idea. But my question is for some years, I think, there has been discussion about social housing, where the football and hockey club are. I seem to be reading a lot about new housing development in South Oxfordshire area, but we seem to be talking hundreds of thousands of pounds for those properties. And we really need some social housing in this area. Yeah. So I don't know if you can assure me that that's on your agenda.
Councillor Plant, as chair of the neighbourhood planning, would you care to respond?
It's certainly on our agenda. The council's working very hard under James Sweeney at the moment to set up something called the Community Land Trust, which sole purpose is to provide truly affordable housing for Henley and those that either have grown up here or work within it. The criteria to be set on that in the future. If the development down at Tesco's does go ahead, that will have a percentage of affordable housing as part of it, which would be managed under current legislation, but we're looking at providing a truly Henley specific variation of affordable housing in this community land trust body. Council obviously also working very hard on that as well, and that's something we should have more news on over the coming year or so. So it's firmly on our agenda. Many people working very hard on it at the moment, but no concrete news yet, but good progress.
Thank you also for your comments about the large screen.
My name is Steve Robinson. I've returned to Henley after a long time away. Having spent all my youth here. And I had an observation that a lot of gardens have encroached on public land over the years. I see one down by the station that's advanced his fence over 2 meters. Now, I cannot say for sure, because I'm not sure whether that person has actually bought that land or not. But after 12 years without comment, the land becomes his anyway. I noticed some footpaths where it's a wide track. This track is now much narrower than it was. And I just kind of was wondering whether the council was aware that they are leaking land. Thank you.
Yes, no, we are aware. We have had instances where it is our land that has been encroached on that we have taken action to prevent. Town clerk, do you go to?
Yes, where it is town council land, then we're usually aware of when people do encroach on it, either accidentally or not so accidentally. And we do have a strong policy of acting on those when they occur. We've had 3 in the past 2 years, I think, that we've acted upon. If it's encroaching upon the public highway, they can't gain any rights over that. Once a highway, always a highway. So if it is encroaching onto a highway or a public footpath or something like that, then they can't gain rights that way. Unfortunately, that would be down to the landowner or the county councils, the local highways authority to look into. However, if you're aware of any specific examples that you can send us, we're very happy to advise on that or to forward to the right people in the county council.
Councillor Buxton.
I'd just like to call out if there are issues around that. The Fix My Street website is definitely something you can report where undergrowth is encroaching on public property.
Yes. Councillor Campbell.
Yeah, thank you so much for raising this and for bringing your concern to us. It's just a question of clarification for Sheridan, which is when you say communicate with us, could you just describe how? Is it emailing the info at Henley Town Council or which email address, or where do you advise people to go
Thank
to?
you. So yes, you can send it through to inquiries at Henley Town Council or .gov.uk, or to myself, which is Clark, CLERK, at henleytowncouncil.gov.uk.
Yes. Does anyone else in the public area wish to ask a question or make a statement? I see none. Thank you very much, everyone. Next is minutes of the previous full council meeting held on the 9th of July. Does any councillor wish to comment on these? Councillor Clark?
They've just noted.
They've voted. I'll propose these from the chair. Do I have a seconder? Well, thank you. Right, all in favour? Lovely, thank you. Next, reports of committees. First up is planning. Councillor Buckley.
Here for a little bit. I'd like to read out the minutes of the meetings planning committee for the 16th of July. 44 apologies for absence, 45 declarations of interest, 46 minutes, 47 public participation, 48 variation of order of business, 49 planning application of cornerstones, 50 definitive map modification order, 51 plans amended, 52 plans new, 53 decision notices, 54 telecoms apparatus in Henley, 55, progress report for applications calling. I so move.
All in favour? Thank you.
On the minutes of the planning committee meeting for the 6th of August, 56 apologies for absence, 57 declarations of interest, 58 minutes, 59 public participation, 60 plans amended, 61 plans new, 62 objections, call on applications, 63 decision notices, 64 certificate of lawful development, 65 progress report for applications call in, 66 progress report. So moved.
All in favour?
And the most recent one, Tuesday, 27th of August. 67 apologies for absence, 68 declarations of interest, 69 minutes, 70 public participation, 71 plans amended, 72 plans new, 73 objections, call applications, 74 decision notices, 75 certificate of lawful development, 76 definitive map modification or application, 77 national planning and policy framework, 78 progress report for applications called in, 79 progress report. That's all.
All in favour? Thank you, councillor Buckley. Councillor Dots, approaching meeting, please.
Mr. Mayor, I wish to present the minutes of the meeting of Recreation and Amenities Committee on Tuesday, the 16th of July. Item 12, apologies for absence, 13 declaration of interest, 14 public participation, 15 minutes, 16 progress, 17 finances, 18 town hall repairs to basement rear corridor, 19 repairs to the Fairmile chapels and re-roofing of the old fire station gallery and West Street stores. I so move.
All in favour? Thank you. Next, town community, I believe it's councillor Hoskins, there's you chaired this morning, councillor
Yes,
Anderson.
thank you. This is the Town Community Committee held on the 23rd of July 2024. Number 25, apologies for absence. Number 26, declaration of interest. 27, public participation. 28, minutes. 29, communications manager update. 30, town centre manager update. 31, finance. 32, town crier, and 33, progress reports. That's moved.
All in favour? Thank you. Finally, finance strategy and management. Councillor Wilson.
It's councillor Rowan.
Oh, apologies, councillor Rowlands was involved.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I would like to present the minutes of the meeting of the Finance, Strategy and Management Committee held on the 30th of July 2024. Item 28, apologies. Item 29, declarations of interest. Item 30, public participation. Item 31, minutes. Item 32, finance. Item 33, expenditure. Item 34, policies. Item 35, exclusion of the public and press. Item 36, legal updates. And item 37, 353 to 357 Reading Road. And that's it. I hereby move.
All in favour? Thank you very much. Item 6, reports to those other authorities. Councillor Garasha?
There's no comments on the
Just comments. Councillor Arlott? Anything further on the report? No? Thank you very much. Right.
Can I just say, Mr. Mayor, I reading their report, I think it's absolutely fantastic. A new era for genuinely affordable, high quality, council owned housing has begun in South Oxfordshire and the Vale. It's quite extraordinary. 45 homes have been bought, 27 in South Oxfordshire and 18 in the Vale. And these are bought by central funding and local self-funding put into it. I think it's amazing. I mean, there's millions of pounds you've got from somewhere to buy these, and these will be controlled by SODS, the housing department, presumably?
Well, there's a new sort of, sorry.
Yes,
I normally defer to all planning and housing issues that are incredibly fun and entertaining and interesting to councillor Arlett, who has much more expertise in this specific area. However, if there's a licensing question, I'm your person. But no, we were looking at creating within SODC, which I know that Ken was in particular, very vocal about making sure that we didn't waste money, time, officers, or do anything that we've done in the past that was unnecessary to duplicate. So councillor Arlett is certainly good at holding everyone to task and making sure that things get done right.
but it's a big story.
Oh, it's huge.
Amazing. I think it's huge, yeah, thank you.
Councillor Bennett.
I'll add one more comment to that, and then I'll talk about county, is that largely on the whole, Ken, Kelly and I are very impressed with the administration at SABC. It's a Liberal Green administration, but hey, and they do actually make good progress on substantial things. So praise where praise is due, and this is part of one of many issues that they should be commended for. To do with the county, I just want to highlight a couple of things. I didn't do a report this time because of holiday. Just to say and warn people, next Tuesday, Hart Street is going to be closed from 8 PM to 6 AM in the morning, because large parts of it, not the whole of it, but large parts of it are being refurbished. So 8 o'clock, Hart Street will be closed, Bell Street will still be flowing, and it's going to be a proper job. It's going to be a sort of a grind the surface away, and then new tarmac, and then new lining. But the road will be open by 6 AM the next morning. That's on the Tuesday, and then on the Wednesday, Bell Street, the whole of Bell Street is being done. And again, it's a good achievement that we've actually got those 2 major roads in Henley done. I am working on the Reading Road, which is pretty shocking, especially around the traffic lights at Station Road, and I'm working on others, and I will provide a full report in my next council report. But Tuesday, 8 PM, and Wednesday, 8 PM, those roads will be closed. There will be diversions in place. And there are signs already there at the moment. Yeah.
Councillor Butler.
Yeah.
It's just a very quick one. Just for clarification, does that mean that the Henley Bridge will be closed as well?
No.
No, so the traffic go off the bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Tuesday one, the closure will be from Church to Hart Street, so they will turn left to Tamside. There are signs there already warning people of this, so therefore people should be pre-warned. It's great that they're getting it done in the evening, because it would be a catastrophe if it's being done during the day, so we should applaud them as well. And the noisy operation is going to be done by 10:30 in the evening. So 8 till 10:30, the noisy bit, and then the laying of tarmac. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is the Marsh Lock Horse Bridge. It is a saga that's going to go on, and Mr. Mayor and I and Councillor Bartholomew of Shipley have been working on this. And I have written a letter to the area manager of the Environment Agency. As I have said in the past, the Environment Agency denied ownership of this bridge for 2 years, and then they said, oh, well, we do own it. But it's going to cost 1.3 million to repair, and we have to apply for DEFRA for a grant. Now, I assumed that they had applied, but in fact they haven't yet. So what will happen is that sometime in, God knows when, November, they will apply to DEFRA for a grant of 1.3 million to repair the bridge. This will be competing with other bids as well, so it won't be just our Henley Bridge. They will be competing with other bids as well. If they are successful, they then have got to draw up the plans to actually do the repair to the bridge, and then they've got to put it out to tender. So I would anticipate that probably the end of summer 2026, not next year, but summer 2026, the repair might be done. So I think that this council, and I think I should probably through planning actually bring a motion to actually send a letter from the council to the Environment Agency to get your finger out, get a move on and get on with it. But it's actually shocking that they still haven't applied for the grant. And as I said, I have written a letter to the area director and basically watch this space. And I know the Henley Standard are following this up in the paper this week as well. So we'll wait and see. But it's actually shocking because this is a recreational facility. It's to do with health and well-being. It's to do with people being able to access and walk. And to have a 3-mile diversion into Harpston Woods is unacceptable. We wait. I'll keep trying and keep pressing and keep shouting. Thank you.
Councillor Ganashak, thank you for your report. Thank you for your continued work on, particularly on Last Rock Bridge. I was pleased to see today that our new MP Freddie Daniello has written to the Secretary of State on this issue as well.
Good.
So hopefully with continued work from yourself and on your MP, we can achieve some momentum on this and hopefully get the bridge open as soon as possible. I do personally find it quite shocking that public highway can be kept closed for so long. A private landowner would not be given such leeway. Councillor Kandai, would you want to say something?
Yeah, just to say and express my thanks to all councillors at district level around the various campaigns around tackling climate change, tackling litter, and I'm sure in due course tackling the nature crisis as well. So just say thank you very much for all that you're doing, for championing that, and great to see what happens next.
Okay. Does anyone else have a question regarding the reports? I see none. Thank you. Reports of outside bodies. Does any councillor on an outside body wish to make a report at this time? Kathleen.
Yeah, just verbally, I was unsure whether to raise our trip under reports of other authorities as chair of SODC, under outside bodies for the Henley Falaise Lightning and Twinning Association, or under the Mayor's Civic Engagements. I've chosen this one because I attended a Henley Falaise and Lightning and Twinning Association committee meeting just last week. And I was quite surprised because last year as mayor, I'd attended probably more of their events, fundraising events and such than any other organisation in the town. I was surprised to see just how much time is spent on the problem of finding money. There's a real issue there. And I think as a town council, I know that the mayor and other councillors that attended the wonderful trip that we had, which I'm sure you'll talk about when it comes to mayor's engagements. I think we need to be looking at more how we, and particularly yourself and I, as the liaison between the council and the Twinning Association, how we can look at supporting them, be it through suggestions, be it through fundraising, financially, or whatever it may be. I think that we've done too little for too long. We've relied quite heavily on their enthusiasm and their time and their effort, and we've sort of not put anything in our end. And I believe that it's been, well, certainly at least over a decade since Councillor Gavashak visited Bled when he was mayor, and Councillor Arlett also visited Twin Towns when he was mayor, I believe. No councillor or mayor has been to our Twin Towns for so long. I mean, we've really, as a council, become more detached than we should be, and I think it's at the point where it's now a little bit improper. So I'd like to see us doing a little bit more to help our twinning associations, who, by the way, don't just deal with twinning. They often lend their marquees out to other local events, and they're just there, always willing to support. The link between the football, the Lightning boys, this is the first year it won't happen, and that's been going for over 40 years, other than COVID. It didn't happen in COVID times. That's the under-13s football match. It happens every year between Lightning and Henley. We've had in the past orchestra exchanges, with Bled there's the opportunity for rowing exchanges, but because we're not pulling our weight, they're unable to do as much as they could potentially as well, and I think it's a really great benefit for the town. So I'd just like to say that, yes, I think that whilst there's great numbers and they're doing what they can, and it's all going, you know, so well in that terms, we need to do our bit as well.
Thank you, councillor Hinton. Actually, I couldn't agree more. We need to do more, but we've received fantastic hospitality wherever we went. It is clear that our twin towns really value their link with Henley. And our sandwiches and drinks in the town hall doesn't quite cut it compared to what they have done for us, continue to do. The mayor's office in Leishlingham is almost a shrine to Henley. With several paintings, the charter of the twinning and the blade up in there. It is something that I would like to see us do a lot more, and I hope this council will really support me and future mayors in making a real success of our twin. Councillor Campbell.
Yeah, so over the summer, it's just to share that I attended the Nomad Community Day, which took place at the YMCA, and it was a fantastic day. It was buzzing. It had loads of people come from the nearby estate, as well as, you know, other people from around the community. A fire engine was there. There was an amazing stall that was fixing bikes, and there was a queue. It was amazing. All these youngsters were bringing their bikes to be checked over, and I think there is something that we can be doing more of. You know, YMCA and Nomad were leading the way in terms of helping us and our residents to be travelling safely and in an active travel way. We've already talked about health and well-being. But it was a grand day out. I think everybody enjoyed it, and I'm sure the Nomad team really appreciated all the support that this council has given them over the past year as well.
Thank you. Any other? I see none. And so on to the mayor's civic engagements. So this summer has been the most memorable of my life today, because I think July and August really topped it off. The Royal Regatta, although we had full council since then, it wasn't part of the diary in there. It was a real privilege to serve as a steward for that week. Going to the German embassy and meeting there, Rose and the ambassador representing Henley there was very important, and I believe the German ambassador plans a trip out to Henley before long. So it's actually turned up to the regatta as well. We had some wonderful community events. Our council versus the Bowls Club match was very enjoyable. I'm pleased to report that Councillor Lawrence and I managed to win against some equally talented councillors. I use that word advisedly. The traditional boat festival, fun as always, but the two real highlights for me, I would say, are the big screen in the town square. Thank you to all the officers who pulled that together. It did create a real community spirit, as Pam kindly mentioned earlier. And hopefully it did do wonders for the traders, and I would like to hope we'll have more events such as that in the future. Not wait 4 years for the next Olympics. And the trips to Bled, Leishlingham and Fillets were absolutely wonderful. I would encourage any resident, councillor, future mayor to visit them. They couldn't have been more welcoming, and I look forward to supporting the twinning associations as much as I can going forward. Does anyone have any questions? No? I'll be right. We want to my expenditure. First up, to approve £9,000 expenditure over 3 years from the IT budget for the provision of an upgraded town hall broadband line. How would you like to put these verbally?
Thank you. Very quickly on this one. We currently have a 1 year rolling contract for our broadband, which is £290 per month for 1 gig up and down. We're in the process of moving the billing over from our previous IT supplier to ourselves, and in the process, this was just a couple of weeks ago, they said, would you be interested in a new deal where it's £40 less per month for 2 gig up and down rather than 1 gig up and down. It would be a 3 year deal rather than the 1 year deal, which will push it over the £5,000 that I can therefore authorise. We did do a couple of comparisons with both BT and Virgin just to make sure there's good value. And although in the table that you've got, it doesn't give our current deal, you can see that the new deal was significantly better than we get with either BT or Virgin. In short, it's a 3-year deal, saving £40 per month for twice the speed.
Councillor Weston.
Yeah, I'd like to propose that we go ahead,
Second. Oh, we have a proposal and second. If any councillor wishes to speak to the motion before we go to the vote? I see none. All in favour? Thank you very much. Have some more board then. And second up on expenditure to approve up to £11,500 expenditure from the community infrastructure levy SIL funds for improvement works, changing of the Jubilee Park. It's important to note on this one that this expenditure is entirely conditional on the approval of our grant from the Football Foundation. And vice versa, yes. So this is not committing to spend come what may. It is entirely in order to enable us to have a fantastic new asset and facility. Do I have a proposal?
yeah, I'd like to propose, as on page 45, the wording in the grey paragraph on page 45 of the agenda. I'd just like to briefly explain why I'm supporting this. In 2015, the Town Council set up the 353-357 Reading Road Working Group, and I've been on it since the start, as the deputy clerk, and one or two others have been involved as well in that time. And Councillor Alex also chaired very ably for several years. And we started a project which is to improve the sports facilities at Jubilee Park. This included rebuilding the hockey and football club, changing rooms and other facilities, but also, as been mentioned earlier, disposing of any surplus land to provide low-cost housing. And that project is continuing. This proposal in front of us is a parallel project concerned with the addition of a second artificial pitch at Jubilee Park, a 3G pitch. And it was identified a few years ago that there was a significant need in Henley for a second pitch. And since then, this project has proceeded, and recently the Town Council have been granted planning permission for this 3G pitch. The Football Foundation is considering a grant application of £700,000, and the existing pitches have had their layout and condition improved to allow for the 3G pitch to be put in place. The Football Foundation have mandated that supporting facilities are updated so that the new pitch can be fully enjoyed by the players. And this proposal that we have here is the final piece of the jigsaw. And together with the Football Foundation grant, which we're confident will be granted in the next couple of weeks, the project will be able to start in the new year. The Town Council have already committed to funding about a third of this development. The extra £11,000, which is being proposed here, on top of the 50,000 that we've already previously committed, is the last part that we will need in order to be able to go ahead with this very exciting development, where we get a brand new £1 million asset for the Town Council, which is desperately needed. It provides a facility that can be used 24 hours a day, and it also provides an income stream for the Town Council. It's a great project, and I'm delighted to propose we go ahead.
Thank you, Councillor Riceman. Do I have a second? Well,
Yeah, thoroughly support the project. It's been worked on, as Councillor Riceman said, for a long time. Kath and Hunter done some incredibly hard work on it. It's going to be a brilliant project once it comes to fruition, and this really is one of the last hoops that hopefully they'll make us jump through, but we've ticked most of them off so far. So let's get through this one and break soil and get it built.
thank you very much. Does any councillor wish to speak to the motion? I see none. All in favour? Thank you very much. Motion passes. Finally, last on the agenda, Thames Water. Apologies for not getting this onto the written agenda in time. I'd like to propose the following motion: that this council welcomes and fully supports the enforcement order and financial penalties proposed by Ofwat on Thames Water, and further supports stronger action being taken in future as necessary to maintain public health and protect the environment. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Hoskins. Does any councillor wish to speak to this motion? I'll briefly just say that Thames Water continue to act very poorly in relation to their well, moral and legal responsibilities towards public health and the environment, particularly our river. It appalled me to hear that they were dumping raw sewage into the Thames on the Saturday of the Royal Regatta. We had Olympians who have gone on to win gold medals on the river that day, as well as it being probably the single busiest day for the town in terms of visitor numbers. The idea that it is acceptable in a first world nation to dump raw sewage into a river on a day like that is absurd. So I'd like to move the motion, and I hope that Thames Water will learn from this. I don't know if they will, but hopefully start of enforcement is a good first. All in favour? Thank you, everyone. That's the conclusion of the meeting, and everyone is welcome to come into the mayor's parlour to join for cheese, wine, nibbles, and thank you, everyone.
I'll come if you for a slice.
Oh, there is roast.
Or you come on the 11th.
He's doing the work that day.
Yeah, you said, that's why I thought for some reason.
That's only you.
Less than an hour.
Some sort of saying.
The answer is
Yeah, I think it's
okay.